I'll say this now. You could be the most broke person in the entire world, and you will see this movie with your kids.
We come to this place for magic, to laugh,
To cry.
To care.
but most importantly, to argue about movies. We are the
Box Office Buds.
Nailed it. My name is Tony Squares. As always, I'm joined by Kellerman and Alche. If this is your first time watching, the three of us are in a fantasy movie league. We've each drafted 5 movies coming out this calendar year. Whoever makes the most money in the worldwide box office wins said league, and yours truly is the defending champion. But Kellerman, it's a big week for you. We're talking about one of your movies coming out. Is this your first movie coming out?
It sure is.
It's his debut movie
I
coming
can't
out.
wait.
This is the Minecraft episode. We're also talking about a little bit about Captain America, a previous movie that has come out.
R.I.P.
Snow White, The Working Man, and Alche is very angry about something that could happen in the 2026 season.
I am. We'll get there. But Kellerman, Mazel Tov, you have a movie coming out.
Finally.
Congrats.
Joining the league. Are you excited? Have you been waiting for this?
I can't wait to
April.
be on the board. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be a banger, too. And nobody's really made, like, over 500 mil yet. So I think
we'll
I
see
got
if it's a banger. I don't know if I believe it's a banger. And also, what is a banger in this horrendous year of
That's
movies?
true. That's
I don't know. We'll be predicting what the opening weekend of Minecraft will be. We'll be predicting what the overall cume of Minecraft will be in the box office world. But speaking of,
That's cumulative.
we haven't had a banger yet because of Captain America. That was the first big one. That's the biggest movie of the
So
year
we
so
thought.
far. 405 million. It is really it's just inching out of theaters nationwide. Under 2,000 this week, and it's going to be less and less as more movies come out. It's been out for 45 days. 400 million, just over 400 million worldwide. I think it's time to talk about Captain America: Brave New World, and I think it's time to do a little Captain America: Gravestones. Oh, Captain, my Captain, the money-making days ain't happening. And the world has found out that Harrison Ford is now Harrison Bored.
No more puns for you, Tony. Is that all of yours?
That's it.
Oh, short and sweet.
Not willing to give it its real
I guess I'll
due.
go
But
next.
Kellerman, go for it.
I salute you, Captain America: A Brave New World. I thought you were a little bit better than most everyone else did. And I thought you deserved a little bit more respect at the box office than you got.
No.
However, despite the good fight that you fought, this is a brave new low, really, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. To say.
Told you so. I told you.
Did you?
Captain America. Oh boy. I am sorry. Parting is such sweet sorrow. Any other Shakespearean quote would not be enough to say this is a massive dud. I'm sorry, Anthony Mackie. I'm not that sorry, though. You make a lot of money. Goodbye, Captain America. I hope the next time around the sun is better.
Next time.
What a
Son.
poetic ending.
It didn't really make sense.
But that is it for Captain America: Brave New World, and now we must start the show. Alche, you talked about in the Captain America Gravestones how you are very happy. You were correct. You were correct a couple of times. You were the only one to get a working man opening weekend over the 12.5 number, the 12 million number.
Impressive. Very impressive.
How do you like them apples, baby?
Working Man did 15.2 million domestically, 30.2 worldwide in its
Shoot
opening
it.
weekend.
Amazing.
You are now 5-2 in our over/under game.
I don't know if this makes sense, but this is a wonderful record for me. It feels really, really nice. I feel like I did something right in my life. This shouldn't feel as good as it does, but it really does.
You know what doesn't feel good? Snow White, because that dropped over 66% in its second weekend.
Holy
14.2 million
Woof.
domestically.
60%.
Listen, you can't...
66. 66.
I think it was actually
Two-thirds.
67. You can't beat them, as Deadline says, the meat and potatoes.
There
of
wasn't
the
like a big, huge tentpole movie that came out even. It
just the Statham.
No, just
a
Statham.
bald Brit.
A little people
Wow.
went to see Women in the Yard. A little people, even less people went to see Death of a Unicorn, which, by the way, we do need a Jason Statham impression out of you. Feel free to
Yeah.
break it out at any point
Okay.
during this show. But you are the loser of the 3-person bet that we had.
Fair warning, when it happens, it's going to be bad.
And
As long
I
as you
apologize
commit,
ahead of
that's
time.
all I care about.
And the leaderboard itself, you have now moved up a little bit. You're getting closer on Dogman. Ben, even though Snow White did poorly, he is now up into second place, but it's very close for that second place slot. Dangles is ahead of the curve, as you can see on the standings on screen with me now. 400 million over for Dangles. 143 for Ben from Snow White. 121 for you in fourth place. Dogman somewhere in the middle. Who cares? Are you happy that Mickey 17 is still performing?
Is it performing or is it just existing? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I can't believe
I'm
it's
happy
even
it's
still in theaters.
somehow. And like, if it comes down at the end that it was like a $10 million difference, maybe Mickey will get me there.
Yeah, wow.
But I'm really just biding my time till Superman makes its mark. However, it's unbelievable that Snow White is just the biggest bomb of the year and
Tanking.
maybe the biggest bomb of the last 2 years. It is
Unreal.
tanking so hard. Such a massive, massive fail from Disney.
I truly did not think such a fail was possible.
From Disney.
It's brutal.
From Disney.
Yeah.
It's
from
brutal. I've seen fails on the animated side. A movie I was even in did $200 million, and that is a fail on the Disney side of things. Not seeing as much residuals as I would have liked, but
He wishes it did better.
I wish it did better. But anyway, the point is, Snow White might not even sniff $200 million. I genuinely don't know if it will.
It's crazy.
As we said last week, 250 was what we thought the new number was going to be, or at least I put out a $250 million as the new worldwide number that it was hoping to get. Again, 143 in week 2. And we have Minecraft coming out to take those family movies away. Do we want to give out a new prediction for Snow White? Get really exact here on what you think Snow
what do you
White's
mean?
going to be.
67%.
Well, hold on a second. We have to see which one of us was right from the previous bet.
No
it was
one.
me.
No one was
It was
close.
me.
No
You're
one was
definitely the
close.
closest.
I was the closest.
No
You're
one was
certainly the
close.
And
closest.
you're trying to take it away from me.
You could double up what Snow White's going to do, and you still wouldn't get it right. It's nowhere close.
I said 350.
Does
You're
it hit
certainly
200?
the closest.
Does it hit 200?
We doing over or under 200?
Does it hit 200
Oh,
overall?
man.
At the end of the day,
What's it at right now?
143 worldwide.
Oh my
Does
god!
Snow
and Minecraft
White
comes out. This
Minecraft
weekend.
comes out, takes all of its business. It goes from 67% drop to maybe an 85% drop this week.
Oh my goodness!
How
is
long
mine.
do they leave it out there? Do they just leave Snow White out there for the next 40 days and just say, someone, please,
Yeah,
please
it-
see this?
I guess
How many
it-
screens have they purchased already? Like, how many screens have they reserved moving forward? I don't know how that works. Do they just go, I guess, take it back, AMC, fill it with something else? I don't know.
I think
Anything
they can
else?
pull it. I think they have to, do a little cost-benefit analysis. But I know Wish was pulled super early and it made a lot of money on VOD, and I foresee that happening for Snow White. I think it lasts another month max, and it's going to just be
You think it's
dwindle,
going to
dwindle,
last another
dwindle.
month with these numbers?
Yeah. I mean, they're going to try and
They're gonna
make back
beg.
their budget.
I don't
Please,
know.
somebody see it. 2-for-1 deal.
Gosh, with Minecraft out there, dude. I think after this weekend, they're going to have to reconsider.
They might. They might. I don't know. I do not think it hits $200 million, regardless of how long it stays out.
Yeah, I don't know if it does either.
Gosh, is it out in all territories?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, tough days, and tough days for Ben, who spent. We're very happy with him for how little he spent in the auction on Snow White, thinking it was going to make a lot more than this.
Yeah, we all gave him high fives.
Now it's an overpay. Now he has overpaid for what he is getting in return, considering it's barely beating up Mickey 17, and this
mean-
guy was willing to give Mickey 17 away for a sandwich.
Who could have thought? Who would have thought?
It's terrifying.
We
what's
drafted
happening.
these movies in December of last year.
January, yeah.
January of this year, yeah.
Man, and Snow White just seemed like such a sure thing.
Yeah, we'll probably be reading the Gravestones for it next week. But now let's talk about movies that are about to come out. Let's talk about something exciting because we don't know what's going to happen, and there's a lot to discuss. It's time to talk about Kellerman's first movie in the Fantasy Movie League. It's time to talk about Jack Black and Minecraft. This is a microphone. This is a pen. That is a light. I am doing an impersonation of every clip I've seen from Minecraft and Jack Black just naming things on screen with you. Kellerman, your movie comes out. Minecraft is here. It looks awful, but it looks like it could make a lot of money. I don't know what to do. We're all going to be taking a field trip. The box office buds, for the first time in the history of box office buds, are going to see this movie together because we don't know what to expect.
Woo!
Everything
I'm
I've
stoked.
seen from this movie, none of it excites me, but it is still your movie. Are you just as excited now as you were when you drafted it?
Well, excited's not the right word, but I think it's going to make a lot of money.
That's what I mean. Yeah, this is a good pick
I
for you to the
still
team.
think it's going to make a ton of money, even though I completely agree that nothing has come out that has made me think it's going to be a good movie.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
That said, it's got a lot behind it. I mean, the IP is worth a lot of money. And so, it's got a lot of active gamers that still play the game. Plus, it's a kids' movie, and, despite Snow White, there isn't a kids' movie in theaters right now that kids want to see.
There are two things why I think this movie is going to do incredibly well. One, Jack Black.
He's bankable.
I watched a clip of Bobby Cannavale talking about how much his son is obsessed with Jack Black.
Sure.
Yeah.
He has somehow won the hearts. He already won our hearts. We've been obsessed with Jack Black since we were in middle school and high
Right.
school. But he somehow won the hearts of Gen Z and Gen Alpha already. They're obsessed with him. They
Of
think
course.
he's hilarious. He's crushing on social media always.
Tenacious D will always capture that age group.
But it's not
But
just
even
that.
before
It's
that,
forever.
man, yeah.
It's
Even
also
before
his
that.
brilliant social media content, his insanity
course.
wherever he goes.
And
He
the
is-
movies that he does.
He's
He's
just a
constantly doing
delight.
stuff for
He's
that
just a
age.
delight.
Yeah.
National Jewish treasure. Love you, Jack.
Jack Black is Jewish?
That's, absolutely. Number two,
No comment.
don't sleep on the fact that moms love Jason Momoa.
Okay, sure.
And they're going to be happy to take their kids to see Jason Momoa.
As wooden as he is, he looks really pretty. But yeah,
Not for you?
I just, even if you think he's super attractive or something, he's just playing such a goof.
He's
cares?
he's Jason Momoa. That's what he does. He just sits there, ripped abs, great flowing hair,
He's not ripped
gorgeous
anymore.
eyes. He still gives off the
He's
the
wearing his
appearance of
pink
being.
leather jacket, being dumb. I really don't see what the appeal is.
That's what he
but
wants. That's what it says. Sometimes girls just want people that are dumb. Sometimes the pretty dudes that are dumb, it's an attraction.
Also,
I guess you're
the
right.
willingness to be silly
Yeah, you're right.
is attractive when you have also the unfair advantage of a scar on your eyebrow. You know what I
And
mean?
it's really
so hot.
it's really just those two in this movie. Jennifer Coolidge plays a side character, seems to have a side plot, falling in love with one of the Minecraft villagers. But really, this movie is Momoa and Jack Black and the world of Minecraft.
And
That
visual
is-
effects. I mean, it's eye candy ultimately.
Oh, the whole thing. Even though I've never seen a movie look as stupid as this one does. Literally, every scene I've seen from this movie is them walking around, pointing at something and saying, "That's something. That's a chicken. That's a Frankenstein. That's a lava." Great, thank you. It's going to entertain someone. Not
and the
going to
good
be
news
me.
is, it's an hour and 41 minutes. Bing bang, thank you, ma'am.
Truthfully, though, I think that is very specific to the IP. I remember when Minecraft first came out, I was like, who's going to play that? It looks like pixelated crap, in a world where graphics are like everything and gamers are really into the way things look. Minecraft just didn't seem like those blocky squares would ever gain any traction. And now it's one of the biggest video games ever made.
Simple. Simple is best. There's a reason why Rocket League is played by everyone because it's easy. There's a reason why Minecraft is played by everyone because it is easy.
But when it comes to the movie, okay, and we're talking about telling a story, doing an actual good movie, the Super Mario movie, which I did not expect anything good to come from,
Was amazing.
I thought
So good.
it was very good because they told a story. They went to different places. They had different characters. They had all these different elements and different scenery around it. And the story itself was great. Jack Black, also a huge part of that movie.
That's
It was
right.
funny.
Peaches,
it was
peaches,
entertaining.
peaches, peaches.
It had pieces to it. Nothing that I've seen from Minecraft. Even the trailers of Mario told you that this movie was going to be multiple, like it was going to go all over the place and be true to what the character was and what the games were. Nothing I've seen from Minecraft has said like, oh, this is going to be a fun story. I'm going to have a fun time watching this. If I've never seen Minecraft or never played Minecraft, I'm going to be so bored with this movie, at least from what I've seen.
I don't fully agree.
No.
First of all, I recall the trailers for Super Mario Brothers not looking all that great, and maybe that's why I
I just
was
remember
so
his voice.
impressed.
I just remember people mad
Well,
with his
yeah,
voice.
of course, there was controversy over the
Yeah,
Chris
but to
Pratt
quote
voice,
my
but-
good friend Matthew Dangles D'Angelo Antonio, we're comparing apples to sailboats here.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I mean, Super Mario is like is universally loved.
50-year icon.
Nobody
No question.
cares if it looks bad or good. They're going to go. If Minecraft is bad, the question is, will people flock to it like they might have if it was good?
But here's the thing. I don't play Minecraft, so that is definitely contributing to my lack of excitement for it, I would say. But, you know, going back to the Super Mario Brothers movie, they showed things that I was like, oh, those are things I recognize from the game.
Yeah.
And that's what got me excited for the movie. And this has a lot of iconic imagery from the game, even though the story doesn't seem like it's being presented very well.
That's because there was no story in the video game to begin with.
But
Right,
also,
but-
like, the trailers for Mario wasn't Mario walking around going, this is a pipe. This is a
Sure.
fireball.
Well,
this
again,
is a mushroom.
It's a dumber game than
Yeah.
it's a dumber game than any other game, and it's going to be a dumb movie.
Is Mario the best video game movie of all time? Do we
No.
need to do top 3 video game movies?
It is not.
You don't think it is? It's up there.
It's excellent, but I don't think it is.
What do you think is the best?
Well,
one?
what goes on the top 3 video game
So we're
movies?
doing top
Give us-
3
give me
video
the top
game list?
three.
Top 3 video games. Whew.
Movies, video game movies.
Video game movies.
Movies based on a video
All right,
game.
what do you think it is?
Gosh,
Since you have
Super
a clear
Mario
opinion.
would really be up there for me. I got to be honest.
This new one.
the most recent one, as well as the most recent Mortal Kombat movie, probably.
I like the most recent Mortal Kombat movie. I really enjoy the old Mortal Kombat movie,
Sure,
as
well, the
crappy as it is.
classic.
As crappy
Well, I
as
really
it is.
enjoy the original Super Mario Brothers movie, but it's not
Mortal
as
Kombat
great
1,
as-
phenomenal. That would probably be on my list. I,
think
mean,
it's gotta be.
That's in your top 3.
Absolutely.
The original Mortal Kombat over the more recent.
Yes.
I think it's gotta be.
the Goro death, give me a break.
I think it's gotta
All
be.
right, sure.
Shang Tsung is
hey,
terrifying.
I
in
like
that.
Mortal Kombat. I'll put it on
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I
What-
think
what-
Mario's got to be on there. I think Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
the old Mortal Kombat's got to be on there. What would be your third? Anything?
What
Any
do you
other
think
ones
goes
you want to
above
throw
Mario?
Ooh, I honestly love. I know you're not going to agree, but I loved the original Lara Croft Tomb Raider with
No, I
Angelina
definitely
Jolie.
disagree. Strong disagree.
Why?
It's bad.
And
bad-
Mortal
it's a bad
Kombat
movie.
1 is good.
Well, I argued against Mortal Kombat 1 also.
It's so great.
It's so great. I don't think that it belongs on the...
I don't think anyone's ever been as hot as Angelina Jolie in that original Tomb Raider. It's incredible.
I mean, I personally feel like one of the Resident Evils should be on there just by means of being the only, like, video game movie franchise that spawned 8 movies. and
Could
God
not
only
care
knows what.
less about those movies. Not
Yeah.
even a little
They are
bit.
also pretty bad.
They're pretty
all of
bad.
them.
They're all.
They're
you're
pretty
right.
bad.
I'm happy those two found love, but those are bad movies.
Ooh, it's not a good movie, but it's awesome, and I watched it 7,000 times.
What was it?
I would either put Street Fighter, the original Street Fighter,
No, that's better. That's better than anything we've said so far.
or even worse, but great, Double Dragon.
No, I'm doing Street Fighter. I think Street
I
Fighter's
would take
third.
Street Fighter over Double Dragon. I guess that's just being an iconic.
Oh man,
Only because it's iconic and not because of the quality of the film.
I loved it.
So what?
Ryuken!
So what I'm saying, Minecraft, is that's not a high bar to climb.
Well, hold on a second. You know, Sonic was pretty good.
Sonic,
I might
all
make
the
an argument
Sonics
for
are good.
Sonic.
All the Sonics
The
are
first
actually
Sonic
good.
movie was really good.
So
So
the-
like a good Sonic movie.
Is Sonic knocking off Street Fighter?
No,
Come on,
Not-
I think it does.
it does in other generations, not to me.
You gave Sonic an Oscar.
Fine, you want to do Sonic over Street Fighter?
Yes.
Jesus.
The top 3 video game movies are, in no certain order, because we can't decide the order, the recent Mario movie at number 1, number 2, the original Mortal Kombat movie, and number 3, Sonic.
Honorable mention Street Fighter.
But as we said, the Minecraft movie does not have a big bar to get over when it comes to being in the top 3 fame of video game
Yeah,
movies.
that's not a great list.
In
Yeah,
fact,
being good doesn't matter.
when we're looking at monetarily, there's some big numbers that video game movies bring in, and then there's some not so big numbers. We have Detective Pikachu as the 3rd highest video game adaptation
that's a pretty good
into
one.
a movie. It's not a good movie. 54 million domestically
Debatable.
opening weekend, 491 million worldwide when it was all said and done. The top was, as we know, Mario. Okay, 146 domestic opening weekend, 1.4 billion worldwide.
I mean,
Monster.
Minecraft is gonna make a ton of money
That's
based
not-
on those numbers.
Well,
It's not the same as Mario.
You put up quite a bit of your auction budget on this movie. When we do our draft, we did an auction. We all started out with $100. You bid a certain amount on what movie you want to get. You spent $25 of your $100 on Minecraft, a quarter of your total.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to bring back that much money?
I do. It was actually at the top of my list of wants under Superman. And I lost Superman to you, Cheese, which I was very upset about, but you spent a lot of money on Superman.
I sure did.
I
It
spent
was
less on
hopefully
Minecraft,
worth
and it
it.
was my second choice. I think that Minecraft is going to be one of the biggest movies of the year.
Wow.
I do. I think it's one of
Wow.
the biggest properties being made into a movie this year.
Wow. So you think it's $1 billion movie?
Potentially, yeah. Or I think at the very least, a $400 to $500 million movie.
That's vastly different than you saying one of the biggest movies of the year.
Well, that's kind of the range you just gave for those couple of
Right, that's video game movies.
Video game movies.
$500 million
that you
is
gave.
what Godzilla vs. Kong made last year. Like, that's not one of the biggest movies of the year. It's a great movie,
Sure.
great number.
No, you're right.
Very, very respectable.
But if you're banking
Well,
on this movie to take you to the promised land, it's
Well,
not
what
going
I mean is, hold on a second now. I think it's going to be one of the biggest movies of the year, and I think that it could still only make $400 or $500 million. Look at what's happening right now.
well, let's make a decision
Does
here.
anything make $1 billion in this climate?
Let's make a prediction right now before we do domestic weekend. We're going to do it out of order here since we're talking about it. What is the overall number for Minecraft when it's all said and done? We'll let the guy who has the movie go first.
I'm going to set the bar here.
Yeah, you are.
I'm torn because I want to both win this bet and I wanted to make a lot of money because I chose it in the
Yeah, that makes
fantasy
sense.
league.
That's usually how it goes. And the pressure's on, baby.
Boy, I mean, I guess I could really hedge my bets here because if I'm wrong, I still make a bunch of money, right? In the fantasy league, I'll set the bar at it makes $650 million.
$650 million from Minecraft. I think 500 is a great number for it. I think 500 is the guess that I'm going to give. If it makes more than $500 million, I know last week we did the death of cinema. I truly think Minecraft could be the death of cinema if there's a $1 billion movie. Because I'm never... this
What are you
interests
talking
me in
about?
no way whatsoever. To take an IP that is extremely popular, there is no doubt how popular your IP is, but to put absolutely the most minimum effort into making it an actual movie, which again, we will give our review
We
after
don't know
we see
yet,
it.
yeah.
Everything we've seen from this looks like the absolute basement bargain of a movie. It is the most basic level of shit they could get by into making a film. And if that makes $1 billion based on IP alone, we are never having an original source movie ever again. $500 million. What do you got?
325. Wow. This is Borderlands 2.0.
Borderlands, you're pulling out on me.
Borderlands 2.0. Star-studded, Jack Black bankable, Jason Momoa bankable. Doesn't matter because people don't care if it's 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's going to be that bad in terms of quality. I think
Let's hope
if it
so.
were like in the 40s to 50s, people wouldn't care. But 14% is a big difference. Yes, Jack Black. Yes, Jason Momoa. Yes, big IP. Don't matter if it's that far in the basement. 325.
That's a big difference of numbers. We haven't had that big of a difference since Snow White itself. And
We were all very wrong.
we were all very wrong on Snow White.
boy.
But let's keep the predictions going, okay? Speaking of being wrong, Alche was correct last week. He is 5-2. Kellerman has a losing record at this, 3-4 at predicting the movie of the week's
Embarrassing.
domestic opening weekend. For week number 2, we are letting the commissioner behind the screen give us the number on what the projected line will be for Minecraft.
Who did
And
a good
so-
job last week, by the way. You
He
kinda
did an
gave
excellent
him,
job.
You,
Yeah, you
kinda
better
put him
give
through
him
the
his
ringer,
props.
but he did a
Yeah,
good
you
job.
came at him in the moment. You better take that back right now.
I'm so sorry. He picked a number in between the range that everyone and their mothers give
He
on the
nailed
internet.
it.
Congratulations. Same thing I was doing for the first 6 weeks, but that wasn't good enough
Yeah,
for
but
y'all.
he did it with a piece
Let's
of
go
paper,
for
and
week
that's cooler.
18. Let's go for week 8. In my hand, please, the Minecraft opening weekend number.
When you're ready, sir. Oh, he's getting up this time. Oh, he hands it to him directly.
The Minecraft number, and I'm going to you first again. The Minecraft number for opening weekend, over or under $66 million. 66.
Ooh, that's a...
This is only opening weekend.
Yes, domestically.
This is only domestic opening
The
weekend.
same
many times
game
have we done
play
this?
every week. 8th week in a row.
What's the number? 66?
The devil's number.
Under.
He's going under, but he's going 650.
Under 66.
I'm hedging my bets here.
Opening weekend. Alche, what say you, Mr. Champion?
Okay. got a little bit of this. No one wants to go see Snow White, and no one's going to see Working Man who's going to see Minecraft, but I still think it's under.
Under 66.
Under 66.
If you choose under, I'm changing my bet.
I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be like 61.
Let me take the over because I need to catch up to Alche, and I don't care if I fall back down to 500. We're taking a chance here. I think that's too high of a number. I think TJ gave us another terrible number in this game. I think it's well under the 66. However, because those two went under, I'm going to go Oppo. I'm going to go Oppo Jinxo, and I'm going to hope for the best here. Jack Black, I've always believed in you. Over 66 million for opening weekend. Those are our bets for it.
You think Jack Black is that bankable, huh?
I don't think Jack Black is that bankable. I think maybe Minecraft might be that bankable, but Jack Black,
I think Jack Black is definitely that bankable.
he's been in a handful of good movies. I don't know if Minecraft's going to be in there.
He's been in a ton of stellar movies.
He's had a long career.
All right, top 3 Jack Black movies then.
That's what I wanted to get into.
Okay.
Top 3 Jack Black movies. I have a list of 3 that are you can't touch them. There's no
This is the
chance
second time you've done this.
you guys are going to take any of these 3 off the list. And last time I was correct when it came to it. We just switched one of them for
Number
Hal. Alien
one-
for Hal.
yeah,
Same
well,
idea.
Number
You were
one is
wrong about one of
no
them.
question to me, so I'm curious what Kellerman thinks because it's going to be like some BS from
Yeah, it was like Gulliver's Travels.
yeah.
No, God, that was terrible. That's
Kellerman,
supposed to make the
thoughts?
list. Best Jack Black movie.
Yeah.
Top 3.
I would say, well, I mean, the Tenacious D movie goes
No.
on the list for me just by being a Tenacious D movie, and everyone loves Tenacious D.
Everyone
mean,
loves Tenacious
not-
D. It's a
not a
terrible
great-
movie.
not a great
It's
movie.
terrible
Do I
movie.
enjoy it? Sure. Is it a great movie? No.
Terrible movie.
I mean, gosh, I would say
There's no way you can stop the School of Rock.
School of Rock is
Yeah!
probably goes up there.
Number 1, School of Rock all day.
Has to be. School of Rock is arguably the reason why Jack Black has transcended generations because it works for no matter how old you are. You watch that movie at a certain age, you fall in love with Jack Black.
Is incredible. It's Mike White's fastball before White Lotus.
That's true. It spawned a musical, and it definitely is
And
like
it's peak Jack Black. It's everything
is
you
peak
love about
Jack
Jack
Black.
Black.
That's
He's
true.
crazy. He's musical. He's sincere. He's excellent.
Number one for me too. Number 2 is just a dose of Jack Black. You want Mike White before White Lotus. This is Jack Black before Jack Black. He plays a small part in this movie, but he is perfect every time he's on the screen. It's High Fidelity.
Yes, it is.
High Fidelity has to be number 2.
I agree that High Fidelity goes on there too, but we're leaning into territory of it not being a Jack Black movie. That's a John Cusack movie that has Jack Black as a backup
Yeah, but
character. and Jack Black has a ton of iconic roles, but the reason that I paused when you asked me about iconic Jack Black movies is because I do not consider things like High Fidelity a Jack Black movie. He also is hilarious in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, but that's not a Jack Black movie. He just makes a small
No,
cameo.
TJ really
he has
wanted
a
us to say
hilarious
it,
bit
so.
he has a hilarious bit in The Jackal. Gets his
Fair.
arm blown off.
Fair.
Not a Jack Black movie.
Fair. I still think it's got to be on there because I think he's. It's not like he's in the movie for a scene. It's not like what's his face in Beverly Hills Cop. Like
No,
you
he
know
has
what I
a
mean?
larger role.
He
than
also
that. You're right.
made
You're right.
that role
You're
like
100% right, and it was no doubt his breakout role.
yes, that was the reason why. Yeah,
Unquestionably.
absolutely.
That was his big breakout role. I mean, I would. Does Shallow Hal get a mention?
That's my number 3.
I love Shallow
That's
Hal.
my number
yeah,
3.
but isn't it problematic now? Don't people not like it now?
Absolutely, it's
Sure,
problematic.
it's problematic. The very funny movie in the time it came out, and he is great in it.
He's okay. I don't love Shallow Hal. I think
Okay.
it's okay. I definitely think it's of its time.
All right, if you-
I would put the second recent Jumanji above it,
Give
which
me
I
a
thought
break.
was surprisingly great.
Jumanji 2 is not in this. We're not talking about Jumanji 2.
What are you talking about?
Speaking of apples and
have you even
sailboats.
seen Jumanji 2? How dare you just dismiss it like that? It was
How
a
With a-
good movie.
dare
With
you
a
dismiss
flick of the wrist.
Jumanji 2?
With a flick of the wrist, I will
Jumanji
dismiss
2
Jumanji
was
2.
not just pretty damn good,
Flick of the wrist.
but a pretty damn good Jack Black
well,
movie.
if High Fidelity, I mean, Tropic Thunder is not a Jack Black movie,
True.
is it?
Tropic Thunder, I definitely agree, should go on the list.
He's
also
incredible in
an iconic,
Tropic
another
Thunder.
iconic role.
He is incredible
Also,
in
big
Tropic
trouble.
Thunder.
Like the more years we get away from it, I'm
Perhaps.
fine
Yeah,
with
speaking
Tropic.
of problematic.
Yeah, well, okay, but that's like intentionally
I'm
problematic.
fine putting Tropic Thunder at number 3 instead of Shallow Hal.
So the top 3 Jack Black movies are
Top 3 Jack Black movies are 1, School of Rock, 2, High Fidelity, and 3.
Tropic Thunder.
Thank you, Jack Black. Again, we've given all of our predictions. We will all be seeing Minecraft, sadly, at the movie theaters together. Watch out for our review coming out.
I can't wait for Tony to
Set Theater.
love the movie.
He's going to come back and be like, I haven't seen a movie in theaters in years. It's amazing.
That is all we got to talk about Minecraft, but we do have a little bit of a scouting report before the episode is out with some big news coming down the line, including something that Alche is very adamant about.
You better believe it.
Big news in the world of nerd. Marvel has announced most of the cast, well, you don't know most, has announced a plethora of people that are going to be in Avengers Doomsday. They did so in a very interesting way. It was over a 5-hour live stream where they slowly panned from director's chair to director's chair with the cast member's name on those director's chairs. A lot of big reveals. A lot of the X-Men are coming back. Patrick Stewart, a lot of fun names in there. At the end, it was Robert Downey Jr. in the chair going shush as a new theme started to play, and now we're off into seeing what Avengers Doomsday can be. Callum, I turn to you first. You are the Marvel fanboy of the group here. We've all seen all of the Marvel movies, especially all of the Avengers movies. They've been, for the most part, the Avengers side, extremely pivotal moments in cinema history over the past 10 years. This casting announcement, did you like the way it was announced? Are you excited about the cast? And do you think we're on the road back to the top with Marvel?
I think that the way that it was announced was really fun. But I personally felt like it was a huge spoiler to tell us all those people are in the movie. I mean, sure, most people speculate that they're going to pull in people from all the different universes, blah, 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 but there are a lot of names on those chairs that, whether you expected it or not, I would consider to be, unless the first trailer is just going to have every single person in it.
Like Channing Tatum, stuff like that.
Channing Tatum as Gambit, assuming he's playing Gambit.
Yeah.
What else would he play?
Yeah, why would they make him somebody else? My first thought was literally like, oh, maybe these people will all be coming back as different characters or something or other, but that wouldn't make any sense. Of course they're coming back as the characers they've already played from their
You'd
other
think that,
universe.
but then Robert Downey Jr. is somebody
we're
else.
talking. We've set up that all of these like different versions of different people, so it's like it's confusing because we've already seen multiple different Human Torches, multiple different Spider-Mans, and then other characters are all the same no matter what universe you go to. Patrick,
it's all over the place.
There's only one Professor X so far, etc. So besides the fact that I thought that it was a major spoiler, I thought that it was really clever. It was a clever way to not show anything of the movie and to promote the movie even before they really have started filming.
That's the thing. Like with the amount of losses that they've had over the past few years here, Marvel, as the whole entire slate of movies, we talked about Captain America earlier on this show, not performing to the level of it was supposed to. And now we have this casting announcement getting so many people excited. Yes, they gave away some spoilers, but people are talking about it already. I don't think it was going to be hard to get people in the door for Avengers Doomsday, but this has just sparked a fire that's going to be burning for quite a long time leading up to this movie. I thought it was ingenious, the way that they revealed these things.
Ingenious.
I really did. People were angry that it was taking 10 minutes before they moved to a chair. Why wasn't this an email?
I saw it all sped up in one go.
The reason you're talking about this is because of the way they revealed it. I thought it was very intelligently done, and it made me excited about it. A person who thought Marvel was on the downswing here, this made me very excited to be like, oh man, this is the birth of a new world of Marvel. Alche, were you excited that Anthony Mackie was the fourth name shown?
Thrilled for him, as always.
I know you were excited that Florence Pugh was in there.
Of course I was. She's excellent in her role. She's also excellent always.
Yeah.
Regardless, we're not getting into this debate again.
She's one of the worst characters created in the MCU recently.
For you. For the layman, very exciting. I thought it was incredibly boring and deeply let's see how long we can keep somebody watching. Yeah, I saw the sped up cut too, and I was like, this is all I needed to see, whatever. Yeah. Oh, chairs? Cool. Oh, let's go. The Human Torch is in this. Great.
Or Captain America.
Whoop-de-doo. The point is, it doesn't matter because Avengers is Avengers, and it's the one piece of Marvel that has not missed yet. Mm-hmm. The Avengers movies have all been good.
Mm-hmm. True.
And if this Avengers movie isn't good,
It's
I will
over.
not watch another Marvel
It's
movie.
over. It's
There's
over.
almost no chance it won't be good because the Russo brothers are returning to the Marvel Universe for this one.
You'd hope. You'd hope.
To really bring it back, I think.
You would hope.
To where it used to be.
Speaking of bringing it back, the most recent Avengers movie made a god's awful amount of money at the
Endgame
box
was
office.
the last one, right?
Yeah, it made so much money.
Do you want to say how much
at
it
the
made? Because it
box
made
office.
$2.7 billion.
$2.7 billion. And I think the showcase of the chairs and the names that came out scared or made Alche mad, not because he was disappointed in the way it was revealed, but because he is terrified of what this means for the 2026 fantasy box office
Shaking
league.
in his boots.
This is part of the scouting report, folks. This movie will be a part of next year's slate of movies that we will all pick from as a fantasy movie league, and that terrifies you.
You can't do it. You can't do it. The Avengers movies have all made in the billions. They've all made in the billions, and everyone is livid at Marvel, but it doesn't matter because this is also the tip of the iceberg. If they're showing this cast now, you think they're not pulling out 20 other names over the next year?
Yeah.
True.
This
It's
is going to
gonna be a
have
big movie.
everyone in Hollywood. Everyone in Hollywood is in Avengers.
gonna be a
Robert
big
Downey
movie.
Jr. is making $60 million to play this role. You don't think that they expect to make $3 billion in this movie?
Absolutely, they expect that. But why
Totally.
do you believe it shouldn't be a part of our fantasy league?
Because it is unfair for it to. It can be in the league, but it needs to count as 2, maybe even 3 movies.
What?
So if you've never watched this show before, we each draft 5 movies that are coming out during the calendar year. Whoever makes the most money at the box office worldwide with all of their team of movies wins the league. Yours truly, the only champion so far in the history of this league. 2026, though, Avengers is coming out. One of us will draft said movie, and you don't think it should be treated like other movies?
Is it like other movies? Do other movies?
You've got Superman this year. I feel like
That's one character.
What's the difference
What?
between
one
this
character.
movie?
He's still gonna make $1 billion.
In 2024, Inside Out 2, Kellerman's movie made $1.7 billion. My movie, Deadpool and Wolverine, made, I believe, $1.3 billion. These movies, or just over $1 billion. These movies can hit $1 billion. And we draft these things via an auction, meaning you have to spend a certain amount of your budget to get said movie. You're not going to just get it because you're first in the snake draft that year. I think it's a very logical way of going about drafting, but you're saying it shouldn't be allowed at all.
Yes. There's no way this movie doesn't make at least $2 billion, which makes you the winner from one movie.
Well, but
Not
hold on a
necessarily.
second. I had that, like he just said, Inside Out 2 was the highest grossing movie of last year, which I had, and I did not win the league.
That's because we let Tony draft Deadpool and something else that made a lot of
Despicable Me.
money.
We
Yeah.
don't know what's going to do well. Multiple movies
Despicable
can
Me
equal
also
that,
made
but
$1 billion.
also you're going to
Yes.
spend, because of the way the draft works,
Yeah.
you're going to spend a lot of your money on that one movie and not be able to draft a bunch of other bangers.
And there's no stopping you from getting that movie. If you think it's going to make $3 billion,
Yeah,
you should
why don't you
bid the
just
most
clinch the
money
win?
on it.
Then as soon as they say go, I'm going to say $96 because there's
Go
no
for
way
it.
I lose.
That's the
You
game.
want to play that
That's
game?
the
Play
auction
it.
draft.
I will literally be like, I don't need to draft another movie. I'm happy to draft just the Avengers and leave. I'll make that bet right now that the Avengers, whoever has the Avengers, wins the league.
Great.
That's the point of the auction draft.
If this doesn't make $3 billion, it will be a failure for Marvel.
But hold on a second. Geez, also, it's not as guaranteed as it once was. Snow White and Captain America and these recent movies are proving that it is not the guaranteed bajillion dollars that previous movies have, no matter what it is.
That's the risk. That's the risk that you're playing with. And again, like if you
Not to mention the fact you could have a whole other Jonathan Majors issue that we have no idea what's going to
Sure,
happen.
and then they'll rewrite it, reshoot it, and cast somebody else. It doesn't matter. It's the biggest Marvel property they have.
Snow White was one of the biggest Disney properties that they
stop.
had.
Nobody cares about Snow White. Nobody ever did.
I also think you'd be able to get this movie for less than the auction price that you just said.
Don't care.
Because
I'm
I
just gonna
think
be like,
people
okay,
will be scared
I'm
to
g-
spend that much money in an auction draft for
I don't
one
care.
movie.
When I win this year, the first thing I put up next year is Avengers for $96. Anyone want to bet 97 and not draft another movie? Good. Thank you. I'll take it.
Which is another rule that I think the commissioner figuring out how this all works. There probably should be a way to make sure that no one can just jump on and bid a max amount right away. But that's for a commissioner to figure out another day.
Regardless,
Yeah,
I
stop-
think.
can we prevent that from
I
happening?
think how much? Okay, we're doing a scouting report, right? How much do you think? Long range forecast. How many people watch this ridiculous video that they put out of the cast announcements? Everyone in America and everyone in the world. How much money you think Avengers Doomsday is making.
Well, hold on a second.
If it's good, I think it makes over $2 billion. Yeah.
Your trailer makes no difference. Lilo and Stitch is the second most trailer of all time.
Yeah,
Do you think it's going to make $2 billion?
Hopefully, baby.
No.
Right,
Hopefully.
but no, you don't. So how many people watch the trailer is not indicative of how many people are going to
Marvel.
see it in the theater.
I think
Avengers is a different beast.
I think Avengers Doomsday it would be a disappointment to the studio if it doesn't make $2 billion worldwide. And I know that's a ginormous number that
It's
does not
humongous.
normally get hit. I think they're expecting
Has it ever been hit?
I think
They
they're
hit
expecting
2.7.
Okay.
I think they're expecting it to get hit with this movie. And also, I will be beating Alche to the punch to bid 96 of my $100.
I will literally, like I
At
said,
the
I will
auction
bid
draft.
$100 and not draft another movie. I'm
You
happy
can't
to
do
it.
that. I remember that being against the rules. You have to save at least $1 for each movie round.
Oh.
So you can max bid 95 to start.
Either
I think
way.
it's a great gamble. I think that's I understand your point entirely. That's going to make too much money, blah blah blah. But I think that's why we do an auction draft to
Right.
have that gamble.
I agree that it being an auction draft makes that more fair.
Yeah.
I'll leave the league if it's a part of the kitty. Absolutely not.
You can't leave the league over this.
Well,
I
that's
can.
great.
This is it's perfectly fair and reasonable for someone to be able to draft
There is
this
no
movie.
chance this movie makes less than $2.5 billion.
There is a chance, though.
No, there isn't.
if you're watching this podcast right now and you like to talk about movies, we now have a seat free for the 2026 season.
If
Feel
you'd like
free to
draft-
come on
I'll
down
say this now.
and
I'll
join
say
me
this
and
now.
Kellerman to
You
talk
could be the
about
most
movies every
broke
week.
person in the entire world, and you will see this movie with your kids.
Great selling
With your
point.
kids? What if it's not kid friendly?
Doesn't matter. They're going to take them
It doesn't matter.
because it's Avengers. It doesn't matter.
It's not, and I'm going to make my point one more time because I was talking when I made it the first time.
Great, please go.
Endgame came out at the end of 30 years of build-up, and everyone was in it. Doomsday is coming out in the middle of a huge mess. Mm-hmm. It's just, I don't know. Is it going to book it? Is it going to be the end of this huge mess of a saga? Or is it the beginning of a whole new whatever?
I'll tell
Either
you-
way, it's not as good of a position as Endgame was in.
I'll tell you what it is. And it's the reason why Endgame did so well, not just being the end of a 30-year story or 30-movie story. Doomsday is necessity. Whoever watches Marvel needs to see Doomsday.
That's true.
No matter what
That's
you're
a good
into,
point.
a TV show, the first movie, the last movie, if you have ever seen these movies and you are interested in them now or in the future, whether you're a Thunderbolts fan, a Captain America fan, doesn't matter.
Big Thunderbolts
But really, who's
fan.
going to be a Thunderbolts fan?
It is necessary to see Avengers Doomsday, and that's why it will make well over $2 billion
That's a
worldwide.
good point.
You heard it here first. That's the end of our show. I can't wait to draft it in 2026.
I mean, we're going to be in a recession, hardcore recession in 2026. So.
Might not even have a country. It might move to Greenland.
So
Who
we'll
knows?
need
Seriously.
some entertainment.
Greenland, you got movie cinemas up there?
Yeah.
We're coming.
We'll all be watching it in the Gulf of America.
We're coming. That's it. Let's end this show. I'm done.
Bye.